We now know that the man who shot and unalived an NYPD officer and 2 other civilians was a former football player named Shane Devin Tamora, 27 years old, and he went into that office building to go see the NFL because he had a grievance with them. When police found him on the 33rd floor, unalived by himself, they found a note on him that said, "You can't challenge the NFL, they will squash you." His grievance with the NFL was with the way they handled CTE cases, and he also stated in the note that he wanted his brain tested and examined. An employee there of the NFL was also shot and seriously injured, not unalived. Police believe that he obviously was going to the office of the NFL, but took the wrong elevator, and I believe that's how the executive from Blackstone got shot. We also know now that he is from Las Vegas, and he traveled from Las Vegas to New York with that custom AR, and had to probably park several blocks away, because there's no way he got parking in front of the office building in New York. And then he calmly walked down the street with that. And that's not just normal in New York. No matter how you think New York is, that's not normal. And he also said he had body armor and extra magazines. I just think we need some explanations. You know, people lost their lives here. He traveled from Las Vegas with that. Okay? Mayor Adams says the streets of New York are safer. He walked down the street with that. Where's NYPD? They're always running up on people on the corners and messing up their barbecues and taking their scooters. This man is walking down the street with a custom AR. And the NFL, I want to know what y'all had going on with this guy for him to travel from Las Vegas to New York with that.
New York City gunman Shane Tamora had CTE. That's according to a medical examiner. But what is CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy? It's a degenerative brain disease most often linked to high-contact sports like American football. The 27-year-old drove from Las Vegas to New York City with an assault rifle, killing 4 people before taking his own life. Tamora was targeting the offices of the NFL, but he took the wrong lift and ended up on a different floor. In a suicide note left at the scene, he claimed he had CTE, and he asked for his brain to be studied. A New York City medical examiner confirmed on Friday that he was right. He had low-stage CTE, which can only be confirmed in an autopsy. Now, Tamora didn't play in the NFL, he only played high school football, but police say he blamed the NFL for covering up the effects of the disease. CTE is caused by repeated blows to the head, and its symptoms include dementia, depression, and memory loss. Tamora was known to be mentally ill, and his shooting took 4 lives, including a police officer and an employee of Blackstone. 1 NFL employee was injured, but survived.
Legs move at all. Since the hit, he immediately grabbed for his middle of his back, was able to roll over onto his back, but his legs really have not moved. And as they tend to Ryan Shazier, will step aside. No score early in the first quarter.
A lot of concern and prayers right now for Ryan Shazier, who's
the Dalton over there to wish Shazier well. They talked about how intense this AFC North is. He said when they play the Baltimore Ravens, you anticipate smash-mouth physical football, but there's a respect. When you hit somebody hard, generally they help each other up. He said this Cincinnati rivalry has gone.
Nuts, so good luck. Hope you brought lunch so we can discuss the crazy nuts. The world is nuts, so good luck. Hope you brought lunch so we can discuss the crazy nuts. The world is nuts, so good luck. Hope you brought lunch so we can discuss the crazy nuts. The world is nuts, so good luck. The world is nuts, so good luck.
Hey, Rock from Muddy Bubba's here. Today I'm going to continue on with the football story. I told you last time about the football coach telling me to get angry, act like the other team is effing your mother. That didn't really work. But, I mean, I'll consider myself a badass in football. I was one of the bigger guys, of course. I think at the time I was 5'10", 275 in high school was my weight. So I was a big, tough guy. And in football practice, we had this drill where the coach would toss one of us the ball, and then we'd run with it. The other person was maybe about 15 yards in front of us, and they would have to tackle us. So it was my turn to run. You did both sides of the ball. Even though I was a lineman, I didn't really run with the ball. Still good practice, etc. So coach tosses me the ball. I run with it. Instead of the other guy coming at me to tackle me, he just stopped in his tracks, and I was running full speed. I wouldn't say I run fast, but I run decent, So basically, he's standing here, and I just almost like pancake him, and he falls back and falls on the ground, and he doesn't get up. And we're like, oh, fuck, are you all right? We attend to him, and eventually we help him up off the ground. He's a little rattled. And then he was out for the rest of practice. That night, he goes home. He, really conks out, I guess, asleep, which he doesn't usually do. His parents took him to the hospital. Turns out he had a concussion, so I gave him a concussion. And he was out for the rest of the season. I mean, I felt slightly bad, but I'm like, afterwards, I did talk to him in school afterwards. And I was like, why didn't you run towards me? It's like, I don't know. He just froze up, and he got pancaked by me, and he got a concussion. But he was out for the rest of the season. He did recover. He was fine after the initial concussion recovery. But he's doing all right. So that's my story of kicking someone's ass in practice.
Oh my God! Chris Olave has just suffered a fatal career-ending injury, bro. Y'all gotta see this video. But honestly, I don't even know if I can show you this, but it was so bad that bro literally pissed himself in the middle of a game. I mean, what is happening, bro? Just take a look at this video, and if you want to see the full one, you gotta look it up on Twitter.
Training staff came out almost immediately.
Well, when you watch the replay, Xavier Woods didn't follow through into Olave. He tried to stop, and he just kind of got...
So unless you've been living under a literal rock, you'd have seen that Chris Olave just suffered a fatal. I think for the first time in NFL history, this is the first ever fatal career-ending injury that we have ever seen. And apparently it was so bad that bro literally had pee dripping down his legs. I mean, what on earth is really happening here? Y'all gotta see this video, bro, but just take a look, man.
What have we done? Hey! No! 57 got hurt over there.
Did Trey just get hurt running out on the field?
No, walk it all, rip it out. Right back on their ass. Let's go, boy.
That's depressing.
Damn, bro.
Pass is with a flag thrown. So he's disqualified on that play.
Cox is the long snapper, 46. The second kid that comes in, though, is the one that knocks the helmet off from the right.
Buying time, extending the play as he has been doing for years, and that pass is incomplete, and Miller really takes a shot.
And that's helmet to helmet. You could hear it up.
With Coleman and Hansen.
The game's
off, but oh my goodness.
Falls out. Willis McGahee, and they say fumble recovery, Pittsburgh.
Throws and has to move up toward the line of scrimmage. The catch is made, but they don't get a first down. Hines got a yard and a
Oh my goodness! Goodwin just got under the flags from every
NFL players with CTE. At number 1, concussion boy. Tua has had more concussions than Deshaun Watson has allegations. Tua has had more concussions than Diddy has baby oil. Tua, if you take one more bad hit, you're done. Doesn't even have to be a concussion. Because I don't want to see no more replays of you throwing up gang signs. I can't tell if you repping the Crips or the Cripple. Tua, just know your time's coming. Number 2, Devontae Smith and Chris Olave. It seems like every week these two take turns getting punished. I mean, what are we supposed to expect? They're only 100 pounds and it shows every week. Can't even cut on the TV without seeing them getting slammed, tossed, flipped, stepped on, or spit on. Like, what did y'all do to make the defense that mad? On a serious note, they need to learn from Tyler Lockett. Catch the ball and get down. And don't do nothing else, especially block. We already saw how that turned out for Tank Dell. If Chris Olave and Devontae Smith keep taking these hits, CTE definitely going to be knocking at that door, if it hasn't already. Number 3, Antonio Brown. You can't have a video about CTE without Mr. CT ESPN. Sometimes I just wonder, if he never took that hit against the Bengals, would he still be a dominant receiver in the NFL? And even though he had the craziest fall off in NFL history, he still at least got his ring.
I was 11 years old, I went through my first concussion playing football. It was scary and eye-opening, and it made me realize something most athletes won't admit. This game we love is brutal. Every hit, every tackle takes a toll on your body, especially your brain. And the truth is, you never know when your last play will be. There's never a guarantee you'll be able to get back up and play the next down. But here's the thing, protecting yourself is possible. That's why I rock with Q-Collar. It's an innovative device built to protect your brain from impacts. The way it works is simple. It applies light pressure that helps reduce brain movement during head impacts. Basically, it's an extra layer of defense most athletes don't even think about. And it's not just me. NFL stars like Tony Pollard, Shaq Thompson, and Sauce Gardner all wear the Q-Collar too. If guys at the highest level are rocking it, that tells you everything you need to know. And what I love, it's lightweight, comfortable, and looks tough out on the field. It doesn't interfere with your performance, and it actually enhances your safety. At the end of the day, if you're serious about playing the game, you should be serious about protecting your brain.
This football season, we only had one concussion. Here's what we did.
Okay guys, so what we have here is a 4-way neck drill that I like to do with my football players specifically because they're in contact sports. With the Swiss ball, we're using it as a form of resistance where the athlete pushes their forehead from all 4 directions into the Swiss ball, creating resistance. Studies show that if you increase the strength and girth of the neck, it can decrease the severity of head blows and thus decrease the number of concussions sustained. Ultimately, we're trying to protect these athletes and keep them on the field.
How much does the NFL make per game? Make sure you guys like and follow and let me know what team you guys are rooting for during the playoffs. So, the NFL's 32 teams generated an estimated $20.5 billion in revenue last year, and that is 72% higher than the MLB. And now why it's so much and so much money is because think of ticket sales. If they have, 70,000 seats, they sell them for $100, $7 million. Also, streaming services. I think we all know you now have to have Netflix and Peacock and all these streaming services, which can cost up to $20 million per match. Also, sponsorships can be about $1.9 billion in revenue, which is so much money. But the TV deals are the most lucrative part of the NFL's revenue. You guys can see up ahead here where it says the average ad for revenue for a single game was $22 million, while the average postseason game is $42 million. Also, we all know that Monday Night Football is worth about $2.7 billion annually because of the ESPN and ABC deal. Now, when you guys hear these huge contracts of hundreds of millions of dollars, well, yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? If you look at it, the revenue is $20 billion. So a couple $1 million here and there is literally pennies to the dollar. Make sure you guys like, follow, and let me know what team you guys are rooting for during the playoffs.
How much did you pay for your tickets today?
$13,000 a ticket.
$13,000 for what? How many tickets did you buy?
I bought 2 at 13 and I bought another 2 at 6.
Oh my gosh. We're still at the pregame of the Super Bowl. How many tickets you get?
4 tickets.
4 tickets, how much they cost?
$12,500 a ticket.
Oh my, that's 50 grand?
Yeah. About 7,000 US.
Around 8,000 per.
8,000 per, and obviously you both are going?
Oh yeah.
Free. Free! We haven't got a free yet. How'd you get your tickets for free?
Fox Sports and Infinity, baby.
Okay, we are now in the stadium. We got a Chiefs fan. How much you pay for your tickets?
$4,800 per ticket.
Wow, that's the cheapest other than free. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. 30,000.
About 15,000.
$9 grand.
I heard my boss was coming. I had to come put on for Trump. You know what I'm saying? $3,900.
How much did you pay for your ticket? $8,000.
$6,500 a ticket.
Damn.
Which I think was decent.
Once in a lifetime deal.
We sitting down here for 5 stacks.
How'd you finesse a ticket?
Incredibly grateful for my father, Dr. Darren Kramer over here.
We rich.
Bro.
I honestly had no idea that people were paying so much for Super Bowl tickets. $50,000 is absolutely insane for an event that's going to end in a few hours. Obviously, that's why they're not going to probably ever stop this sport in the United States, even with the large amount of injuries that go with it, because it obviously and clearly makes a whole lot of money. And we're not talking about even just the Super Bowl tickets. We're talking about the food that goes with it, the booze, everything. A lot of companies have their hands in the cookie jar when it comes to football and the NFL. So I really, truly doubt they're going to stop the sport, even with the concussions and the paralyzing people and whatever they're doing. I found an article stating that Americans spend $17.3 billion, not millions, $1 billion on just food, drinks, decorations, and clothes alone. Now, we're not adding the ticket prices as well of if you actually go see the game and the NFL passes that the cable networks as well sell to you. And we're also not including the delivery companies as well, like DoorDash and Uber Eats, who also get a piece of the pie during NFL season. So a lot of people, a lot of companies have their hand in the cookie jar during this sports season, during the NFL season. And that is really the true reason why they will probably never end the NFL or football at all, because of the amount of money that they're making. They're making billions of dollars off of this sport, off of you just watching it. I also don't know about the device that I also added into the video. I'm not advertising that device. I just added that video to also show that some other companies are also trying to profit off the sport by selling you devices that allegedly prevent injuries, which I highly doubt will prevent a 200-pound or 300-pound man hitting you at extreme force is going to really stop you from getting a concussion. Any device, any exercise is really going to stop you from getting a concussion or ending up in a wheelchair. I also believe if this device really worked and the exercises as well, the NFL and the leagues would make it mandatory for every player to have that device and do the exercises. I just think it's another gimmick to get the players money, to get them probably to spend a bunch of money on trainer or exercises that are probably, again, like I said, not gonna work. I just don't believe a device or exercise would prevent a 200-300-pound man running at you at full force is going to stop really a severe injury like concussions and in and out paralyzed. So I pretty much, the industry is, to me, corrupt. I think more so because they know that these players will be injured, a lot of them. I just think they make so much money off of it, they just don't want to stop the sport. And I just don't think it will ever stop in America. But you guys tell me what you think, and tell me if you think that this sport should be stopped, if football should be stopped, or if they should have certain stipulations in place to continue it. And if you think these devices and exercises really work. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe, and bye-bye for now.